high on this morning. The city of Gravette reporting a water line break there on Dallas Street, southwest of Persimmon. So a small area here, but on a Facebook post, they say crews are working to repair that break. Water service may be impacted in the area until they say it is repaired.
Well, it's hard to believe that school right around the corner in Fayetteville has been trying to get more kids to walk or bike to school with their Safe Routes to School plan.
Yeah, they just started it last year, and with school about to start, we're checking in just to see how things are going. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach has been keeping track and joins us now with more. Good morning.
Hey Joe, Tiffany, good morning. Well, the Safe Routes to School plan originally began last year, like you said, but leaders of the project say that more children are walking and biking to school based on this year's data, more than ever before, but they do hope to increase those numbers as we head into the back to school season. They say that they have seen more bike buses and parents accompanying their children on a walk to school, especially people who live within a mile of their campus. The Safe Routes to School plan focuses on improving walking, biking, and rolling routes, making them safer and more accessible for students. This year, the project included new crosswalk improvements at Holt Middle School and Washington Elementary, adding signage and lighting to help keep students safe. Justin Keene with Fayetteville Public Schools says taking advantage of these routes doesn't just reduce traffic, but also offers mental health benefits for students.
They're also getting that enjoyable walk. They're getting to see that wonderful community in the morning, and it's fostering just an overall positive environment for both the students who are entering the school day. They've got to burn off some energy. They've got to kind of get their minds focused in a natural setting before entering there to do their work.
Well, Keene says while there are more students walking and biking, the data from this past year is still pretty limited, so their priority going into this next year is to gather more data and hopefully get a more accurate depiction of just how many students and parents are taking advantage of these trails. Live in Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. 6:35 this morning. Now, Arkansas tax-free back-to-school shopping is this weekend. August 1st and 2nd is when you can take advantage of that tax break. You won't have to pay the 6.5% state sales tax or the local tax as well. Scott Harton with the Department of Finance says the list of qualifying items has actually grown.
Whether you're purchasing new clothing, whether you have a piece of jewelry you want, whether it's diapers, whether it's a family that's been looking at purchasing all new cell phones, there is something on that list that would either interest you or you need just in your day-to-day life.
Well, he says that the weekend results in about $8 million in savings for Arkansas families.
A criminal child sex abuse case against a Bentonville photographer is now sparking new civil lawsuits. Russell Bloodworth has pleaded not guilty to over 200 charges. Investigators say he used XAI, otherwise known as Grok, to create inappropriate images of children from photos he took at work. The family of one of the alleged victims is suing Elon Musk's AI company, claiming its chatbot didn't have enough safeguards to protect children. The family's lawyer says that this lawsuit is one of the first of its kind.
I mean, it's the wild, wild west, really. And what goes into preparing it is we just there's no real precedent for the case or the research we're doing. It just takes a lot of independent investigation.
We have reached out to X for comment on the lawsuit and have not heard back. Attorney General Tim Griffin says his office is aware of the lawsuit and is conducting their own review. More details on the lawsuit can be found on our website, which is 5newsonline.com.
Well, a forensic lab is now working to help Barling police identify the body of a man found floating in the Arkansas River more than 3 decades ago. It was August 1st, 1993, when the body was found near Lock and Dam 13. The police department has partnered with Moxie Forensic Investigations to pursue advanced DNA testing and forensic genealogy in hopes of finally identifying the man.
We partner with multiple labs across the United States, and we will assist them in getting a SNP profile, which allows for genealogy to be conducted. For a SNP profile, you can get matches from, 5th, 6th, 7th cousins further removed and still identify our individual.
She says they can build out family trees for each DNA match to help identify the person. Moxie and Barling PD are now working to raise more than $4,000 to pay for the lab work.
A Fort Smith man charged with first-degree murder is set to have a status hearing today. Gregory Witt is accused of stabbing his husband, Kevin Witt, with screwdrivers in August last year. Investigators found the victim in a wooded area in Crawford County. According to a report, Gregory told investigators the couple had a dispute over drugs, which jury trial is scheduled for September. Well, today, candidates for Fort Smith City Administrator will appear at a public meet and greet. Jeff Dingman, the acting city administrator, and Robert Civic, a county administrator in Georgia, are both being considered for the position. Monday, the city said 2 other candidates had withdrawn. Today's event will start at 5:30 at the Riverfront Pavilion. The board of directors will hold a special meeting tomorrow to interview Civic. The city says that the board does not need to interview Dingman, partly because they're evaluating his performance in his current role.
Also today, a Fort Smith officer who was injured in the line of duty 2 months ago will receive an award. U.S. Representative Steve Womack will present a medallion to Officer Kyle Newman. Newman was shot in the neck, you'll remember, during a traffic stop back in May. Womack's office says today's ceremony will recognize Newman's courage and service. The event will start at noon. Well, a Springdale family sharing their story after their 4-year-old son nearly drowned.
It happened at a private pool party over the weekend. Springdale Parks and Recreation says Levi Shoemaker was found unresponsive in the water on Saturday night at the Springdale Aquatic Center. A lifeguard pulled him out and started CPR before first responders arrived. Levi is now home with his family, recovering.
This can happen to anybody. Make sure you have the life jackets, and make sure that friends and family know, like, my son does not know how to swim. If you see him in the water, don't let him in the water.
The Shoemakers say that they are thankful to everyone who helped save Levi's life. The family has also set up an online fundraiser to help cover medical expenses. You can find more information about it on our website, 5newsonline.com.